So I woke up this morning and I was scrolling Twitter and I came across a lot of weird shit. But let's just start with the beginning of the entire story. Cenat has finally revealed he has a girlfriend, and it seems like something might have leaked and people were already talking about it, which is why he came forward with it. But this was the clip that I came across.
A lot of y'all assume a lot, and y'all may see things that may not be true. You feel what I'm saying? While I was going and y'all seen a whole lot of shit and taking it and running with it that may not be true. And I feel like in order to respect me, you gotta respect. You got me, bitch! I got a girlfriend, bitch!
So I assume, like most of the people that like to watch his content, we're happy for him. Like, it's good that he found somebody that he can share some stuff with, and it's even better that he actually came forward with it, because in some of the other clips that I saw, he seems happy now that he doesn't have to hide it, that he could wake up, he got a little pep in his step, he could be open about the fact that he has a girlfriend, and I think that that's dope. And he even had a conversation with some of the AMP members where Duke asked him if he's in love, and this was his response.
You in love? Yeah. Hey, I knew you was gonna do that. I knew you was gonna do that.
So I think it's a beautiful thing. When I had somebody that I was able to share streams with and stuff like that, I did really enjoy it. The only thing you gotta be careful with is if the relationship does end, you've kind of tied that person into your content. And I don't think it's gonna matter for Kai. It's not like people are gonna abandon him if he doesn't have his girlfriend, but it's just one of those things where if she ends up coming on stream more often or doing certain things with him, the memories of that kind of suck when they're not there and you're still kind of doing the same things. So that's one thing you got to be careful with, but I don't think that she's going to be like a regular mainstay on his content. I think it's out there. So he decided to show it. She came through for his birthday. I think it's just pretty straightforward, but this was a clip of them together.
I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
Look great.
Think so?
I ain't gonna lie. I like this hairstyle on you. I ain't gonna lie. This is a good hairstyle on you. Okay? Yo, she's mad nervous right now, and I can just tell. Relax. Give me your hands. And her nails say, I heart KC. And her nails say, I heart KC, chat.
Now, this is where shit gets a little bit weird, because I feel like the majority of us were happy for him, which I think most people should be. You should never wish on anybody's downfall, but that's exactly what it feels like Myron from Fresh and Fit is doing. And I don't think he really likes Kai. I know he's had some back and forth with Agent in the past, and he knows that they don't really agree with any of his takes, and they're obviously going to back their boy, but it just came across really odd that he decided to make it a point to talk about this. And it's funny because he's trying to spin this narrative that the girl, also being an influencer, having TikTok and stuff, is bad. And she's just basically trying to utilize his fame to boost herself further, when in reality, it feels like that's exactly what Myron is doing by talking about it. But here is the first clip of Myron going in and giving his weird opinion.
He's a successful streamer. I'm not going to take that away from him. But what I will tell you is this. He don't know shit about women. He's going to have to get burned a few times to learn this shit. Bro, the worst thing you could do when you got money, status, and fame is get with a girl that also wants some money, status, and fame, bro. When you got money and you're lit, you need to get a chick that don't give a f about none of that shit. She becomes your assistant. She's on camera when you tell her to be on camera. She don't got her own channel. She don't got her own shit. And if she does have her own shit, you collect all the money. It's your shit. You got the logins for everything. Her fame is through you, and you control everything. She don't make a video without your approval. She don't make no money without your approval. You take everything because you're the one that put her on if you so to decide to do that. But the problem is when you get a girl like this, that's already an influencer, trying to get a come up, you're already up. Come on, man. Ulterior motives. And look, this is a very average looking black chick, bro. Like, she's not ugly. But like, you could go find this man. Why you gotta go with a chick that's an influencer? These young never learn, bro. They never learn. And the problem is that everybody in this crew, right? They're all young or simps, like this Phantom. man.
So first and foremost, I just want to point out that my man Phantom didn't need to catch a stray. He doesn't have anything to do with this. He just happened to be on the screen from his Google search and he decided to call him a simp. I think that's crazy. Regardless, what Myron is basically saying is you don't want to have a girlfriend. You want to have a pet. That's what it sounds like to me, and I think that that's extremely weird. Like, if she wants to be an influencer and stuff, you have all the logins. You control that. You take all the money from that. Like, what are we talking about? Where are you getting this information as far as that being the best approach to this? You basically asking him to create a slave and not create a relationship with somebody. That's just mad odd to me, and it just sounds like this man has been burnt too many times in his life, and he decided to just jump on the side of, I hate all women, they're all bad, they're all trying to get me, so I need to control them. That's the only way that the relationship works. Or they have to just want to be controlled and not want to be an influencer. They just want to sit at home and sit in the kitchen. I don't really understand why people push this type of energy on other people's relationships. If you want to approach life like that and you could find a woman that wants to follow suit, you go ahead. I think that it's unfortunate and sad for her, but if that's a life that she wants, then hey, who am I to argue about it? But to tell everybody else that they need to follow your little goofy model of what a relationship should be like, especially if you're in the spotlight, I just think that that's odd. He goes about this as if he has the most experience of anybody and he knows everything and this is how it works. You should listen to me. But he didn't even stop there.
I know he has issues with some of my viewpoints, right? And I'm not even saying this to shit on him. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm saying this out of love because I know I ain't gonna be able to talk to this because it's probably we don't have this. He's with his crew don't like us, which is fine, no problem. Because the whole agent shit, because we don't f with agent, because agent was making videos talking shit about us, and I said that he's a dirty Somalian pirate, whatever the f he is, right? And I make fun of him for his forehead and all this other bullshit, right? Him and Lowe and all these other losers. So, yeah, he ain't going. I'll never be able to tell him this shit. So, look, someone want to clip it, send it to him, whatever. The takeaway is this: your boys around you aren't going to tell you the truth, and probably a lot of them don't even understand this shit. A lot of them probably aren't red pill aware. If I'm going to be all the way 1,000, a lot of black are simps, right? 23 years old, bro. When I was 23, I didn't know my way around women like that, right? And I had by 23, I had like a lay count of like 20 or 30. Still, didn't matter. You really gotta this shit takes time to acquire. So I don't expect you at 23 to know this shit. So let me just tell you. Wifing of a girl that has career aspirations of being famous, being a celeb, being an influencer, whatever it is, bad mojo. Very bad. Never wife those girls, sex and recreational use only. Because her motives and her career path is always going to come at odds with yours. And then once she gets what she needs, you're no longer going to be the guy that she wants. And then you also got to be real with yourself. How tall are you? What's your sexual market value like? What's your game like, etc.? Would she be there with you if you didn't have the status and the money? Right? Probably gonna be a no, man.
So I'm just genuinely curious how many people out there actually agree with Myron on this situation, because I do feel like he has some points, but they don't make sense in the full context of everything. So what I mean by that is, yes, maybe if he didn't have money, fame, attention, maybe she wouldn't want to date him. But I don't think that it's really because of those specific reasons. It's just that a hard, dedicated person that works their ass off was able to attain those things. So it might be the hard work, the dedication, the drive to make something more out of your life that attracted her, and not necessarily what results came from it, if that makes sense. The results that came from it just shows that he's moving on the right path. So yes, there are some women that will attach to somebody for their money or for their fame and the attention that they might be able to get from it. But it doesn't mean every woman that's attracted to a guy like that is going to be that way. Just because she also does TikTok and does some influencer type stuff, it doesn't mean that she's always trying to get one up on him. I feel like that's probably something that people do with Myron because he's goofy. And so these girls just see him as a way to get on. That's not the case for everybody. So you can't just put that on the relationship unless something comes out in the future that was exactly what she was going for. I feel like a lot of people attach to some of the stuff that he says on Fresh and Fit because they've been through some bad relationships. They start to feel a type of way towards women. And so when he talks down on females in this way or makes it out to be like they're just out to get all your money, they're out to get all the, and people have been through that where someone has actually done that, they're going to attach to this ideology and be like, yeah, he's right. he is so right, everyone else is crazy. But in all reality, Myron is not an expert at any of this either. He's just another person living life who is going based off of a lot of experiences he's had and maybe some of the people around him, but that's not the majority. Just a quick Google search seeing how many celebrity relationships end up breaking up, and a study from the UK-based organization Marriage Foundation found that celebrity couples have a divorce rate of 40% after 10 years, compared to 20% in non-famous people. While celebrity divorce and breakups routinely flood headlines, there are some Hollywood marriages that have stood the test of time. So you could look at this stat and be like, well, see, he's right. It's double the amount of people getting divorced as there would be if you were dating somebody that wasn't famous. But I don't think that that's just because the other person was trying to get up on the one person being more popular and trying to get the fame from them. I just don't think that that's the case. I think the reason why there's probably a higher divorce rate is that they're both extremely busy. Like if you take two people that are doing a lot of shit in their lives, one's traveling over here and doing shit for months at a time, the other's traveling over here, and inevitably you might start to grow apart. You start to spend time with other people, and next thing you know, you might start falling for somebody else. Like there's a lot of different scenarios that would make that number go higher. It doesn't have to be what Myron is saying. Myron is just pushing this narrative because that's how he makes money. That's how he sells shit. That's how he convinces all of these people to subscribe and, you know, donate extra money and sign up to his website so you can come to one of these weird parties that he has where there's like no women that actually give a shit about you, but he tries to make you believe that they will. Like he is playing the game, and I get it. Like if that's how you get your bag and you're changing your life and your family's life and kids that you have down the road, I guess do what you got to do. It's just unfortunate that there are people that are going to buy into that and actually believe that you know better and that you're telling them the truth. And in some situations you are, because this kind of stuff does happen. What he's saying about someone who's a smaller influencer attaching to a larger one, or a smaller celebrity attaching to a larger one, like these things do actually happen. People attaching to a rich person, like this shit is real. It's just, it's not everybody. And he paints this picture as if that is always the case. So you should always avoid an influencer woman if you're also an influencer, because it's never going to be a good relationship. I've never liked Fresh and Fit. We've covered them a while back, and I've just avoided it because every time I listen to them talk, I feel like I lose brain cells. But this was also about Kai. We've done a lot of coverage over his Mafiathon 2 and stuff, and I thought we would talk about this as well. I listen, at the end of the day, I'm wishing Kai the best. I'm hoping his relationship goes well. I know that it becoming public probably feels like it's a good thing for him, and I think that it is in some ways, but I also do think that it's going to put a strain on that relationship because there's a lot of parasocial people out there, unfortunately. They're going to attach to every little thing that happens. If they see her even interact with another man or say hi or immediately you know they're going to bring it to Kai's attention, and there's going to be some people that may do the same thing with her, like, oh my God, he had this female singer on his stream, or just some crazy shit like that. And that's where things get a little tricky and trust comes into play, and you have to know that you're really in it for each other. So hopefully that's the case. I think that it will be. I'm not going to sit here and say bad things are going to happen in his relationship because I think that that's goofy. I think that's exactly what Myron is trying to do, and I think he's trying to put doubt in Kai's head because he doesn't really like Kai. He knows that Kai doesn't rock with him, and he doesn't like Kai's friends. So that's why he's doing it, and it also gives him a platform to push his narrative further and hopefully reach more people that are going to sign up for his bullshit, pay him a bunch of money so he can continue to make whatever it is that he makes to make a living, and I'm sure he's making a good amount. But the dude is corny, and I think that he just tries to push these narratives because, again, it makes him a bag. So let me know what you guys think down below. I just saw this and wanted to talk about it. Hopefully everybody's having a happy holiday so far, and I will catch you in the next one, homies.